I will when Honda introduced its celebratory S2000 Roadster in 1999 in recognition of the company's 50th anniversary. The car made the sort of impact you might expect. With its strong enthusiast following, Honda nonetheless primarily traded in front-wheel drive economy cars, with the NSX then serving as the lone exception to the family tree. Add any text you type here. Boasting a world-class double wishbone suspension and a hyperactive naturally aspirated 2.0-liter i4 that begged to be prodded to its 9,000 revolutions per minute redline, it was the right car at the right time and, over a decade after its production ceased, remains a global fan favorite. And as new versions of the Civic Type R have been introduced, followed recently by the introduction of the Integra Type S, cries of "bring back the S2000" have littered countless Honda forum threads. Evasive Motorsports, a group that's well known for producing potent race cars while serving as the go-to shop for customers readying vehicles for track duty, set out to build its version of an S2000 Type R. It would be based on the original chassis and keep its general appearance yet be injected with current technology and performance all wrapped up in a clean, concise package. Much more than just an engine swap, Evasive's build, dubbed the S2000R, is the result of researching and applying years of hands-on knowledge to create a properly balanced car that can be enjoyed on the street and the track. The S2000 is one of the best driver's cars ever produced, says Mike Chang, co-president of Evasive Motorsports. With 20 years of experience tuning the platform for a road and race, we had a vision to modernize the Roadster and create our ideal version of what an S2000 Type R could be. Having broken the production car record for the highest horsepower per liter upon its introduction, Honda's F20C has long been praised for its ability to rev and absorb abuse on and off the track. By modern standards, its peak power and lack of mid-range grunt fall well beyond what's expected of a sports car, and that's why Evasive decided a K20C1, borrowed from the previous generation Civic Type R, it also serves in the new Civic Type R, albeit with some changes, would be the ideal replacement. The turbocharged 4-cylinder engine provides the sort of response and mid-range power desired for street driving, with plenty of power on tap for track days and with the sort of reliability that allows for both. Add in its aftermarket support, and the choice looks obvious. Mounting the K20C1, which is bolted transversely in its original Civic application, into the S2000's longitudinal engine bay required some strategic changes. For example, with the engine mounted as is, the factory throttle body would point directly at the firewall, so Evasive rectified the issue by creating its own intake manifold that flips that piece's orientation. A touch of nostalgia graces the front of the engine room with a Mugen carbon fiber intake originally intended to feed the throttle body of an F20/22, now used to send incoming air to the factory turbo. And, yes, functional AC and heat are on board. The engine remains completely stock internally, with the only performance additions beyond the aforementioned intake and manifold being the custom downpipe that leads to a titanium dual exhaust system by Origin Fab. Although HPD offers a controls package alongside its crate engine program, Evasive opted to wire in Motec's M140 ECU for management. Power, which is close to stock output, is transferred through an S2000 transmission to an OS-Geek and LSD, and the engine transmission connection is made possible by Evasive's custom bell housing adapter. With years of S2000 suspension tuning under its belt, Evasive knew the exact combination of parts needed to elevate the Roadster's already impressive handling. KW Club Sport coilovers in Evasive spec trim were added along with track-tested bushings and bracing, Eibach front/rear sway bars, and EVS Tuning's bump steer kit and camber joints. The selection of upgrades is entirely manageable for the street and a blessing on the track. Stopping power was addressed and greatly increased with Brembo's 6-piston calipers over 14-inch rotors in the front and 4-piston calipers clamping on 12.9-inch rotors in the rear. The center-esque stoppers sit comfortably behind forged 18x9 EVS Tuning 52R wrapped in 255/35 Yokohama AD09 rubber. To further press the Type R theme, Honda's NH0 Championship White covers the entire car, including the Honda 20th Anniversary Edition front bumper that was matched to Evasive's widened front fenders with bumper extensions. The group added a much-needed finishing touch to the bumper with their own carbon fiber lip, which plays off of the carbon rear wing, and the Black Spoon Sports side mirrors. The lightweight weave you don't see, having been hidden under paintwork, is the dry carbon hood, trunk, and tonneau cover. Beyond the dramatic engine swap, the biggest transformation to the S2000R takes place in the driver's quarters. The dash and upper padding on the doors have been recovered in Alcantara with red stitching, while the rest of the door panel is replaced by EVS Tuning carbon fiber door cards. Gone are the leather seats to make room for Recaro podium carbon fiber buckets that go beyond modern and appear almost futuristic. A Civic Type R shift knob rests above an Alcantara boot, and just behind the suede MoMA steering wheel you'll spot Motec's C127 display, which now features an FK8 style layout. Evasive Motorsports dedicated a substantial amount of time into creating this project while simultaneously keeping up with customer cars, the shop's stable of race cars and competitions, SEMA projects, and more. Every portion of the build was analyzed and planned for accordingly, and the end result after 4 years of hard work is nothing short of spectacular. The group says that this demo vehicle is chassis number 000 and serves as the very first of the S2000 R series, but it doesn't have to be the only one. Evasive will build more versions, custom-tailored to a customer's specific wants and needs. It can provide the chassis to start with, or the customer can bring their own AP1 or AP2 for the makeover, and pricing is dependent upon just how far the customer wants the project to go.